Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this video is on Complete the Square. This is a final review. We're going to be having a test very soon, or I should say a quiz very soon on it. And so this perhaps is one of the more important videos that you got to study and take notes on. So here we go. So here was problem 18 from yesterday's worksheet. And so we're going to solve this by completing the square. And hopefully you notice that my n term is on the wrong side. It needs to be together with the n squared, right? So what I'm going to do is first add 6n to both sides. I'm doing a plus 6n to both sides here. And so now I have n squared, that n squared right there, plus 6n minus 55 equal to 0. Again, I did 6n minus 6n, I got 0, right? So now what? Well, let's now get rid of this minus 55 with a plus 55. Okay, you may see it again done slightly different, like for Mr. Khan, but from Khan Academy. But guys, I prefer just get the number out of the way, and you can see here in a minute why. I have n squared plus 6n, and 55 minus 55 is 0, so I'm going to leave a little space there, equal to 55. And the goal now is, what number can I put right in there to make the left side become a perfect square, right? Well, can't I just simply take 6 divided by 2, which of course is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So I'm going to add 9 here, add 9 here. What we've basically accomplished is that this whole left side now with the plus 9 in there, I just made n plus 3 squared, didn't I? And that, of course, is going to equal 55 plus 9 is 64. Now that I have a perfect square, I'm going to square root both sides. And that leaves me n plus 3, because the square root and the square cancel each other out there. They're inverses, right? And that equals, the square root of 64 happens to be 8, but don't forget it's positive or negative 8. And as you can see, we're almost done, because all I need to do is minus 3 both sides. And with 3 gone, all I have is n equal to this right here. So I know n, in other words, is just simply negative 3 plus 8, which of course is 5, and negative 3 minus 8, which is, again, just look right down here, guys. Negative 3 minus 8 is negative 11. So here are my roots, guys, my x-intercepts, my zeros, as we call it, and the problem is done. We solved it by completing the square. So pause the video if you need to and make sure you understand it. Okay, so what I want to do, however, guys, just remind you of something, okay? So let's start over. Notice I have the exact same problem. And let's go ahead and add 6n to both sides again. And does everybody agree we're back to n squared plus 6n minus 55 equals 0. And it's been about a week, but guys, we have a quadratic equal to 0, don't we? Can't we solve this a different way? And my whole point of this, guys, is to remind you that any quadratic you can solve with a quadratic formula. You also can complete the square, but in some cases, trust me, it's better that you solve it with a quadratic formula. But anyways, I'm going to solve this, and you're going to see I'm going to have exactly the same answers. So getting to the math, I know that a is positive 1, 1 right there in front of n squared, right? A is 1. Okay, let me be a little bit neater there. So a is 1, and b is 6, because the term in front of n is 6. C is negative 55. Be careful, it is negative. And in case you forgot, negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a, the good old quadratic formula we are going to use now. So here we go. I'm going to take the negative of the b, which was 6, plus or minus square root. I'm going to take the 6 squared minus the 4 times a times c, which was negative 55. Please again watch your negatives. All over 2 times a. A is 1. And again, I'll just pause here for a second. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up our math here. Does everybody agree? Of course, I already have negative 6 plus or minus square root. And I already know 2 times 1 is 2. Now let's do the radical inside, okay? And if I do 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 55, well, what is that? Well, you can see right here, guys, it's 256, right? Okay, so we have the square root of 256. And I don't know if you noticed already in my picture, but I also happen to know the square root of 256 is 16. Okay, so what do I really have now is negative 6 plus or minus 16 over 2. And if I do negative 6 plus 16 over 2, well, that's just 10 over 2, which is 5. And if I do negative 16 minus 16 over 2, that's negative 22 over 2, which is negative 11. What do you know? I have exactly the same 2 roots as I did here, didn't I? So as you can see, guys, the quadratic formula will always solve any quadratic. Please don't forget that. And once again, please, please, please make sure you memorize a quadratic formula. So until next time, bye.